have wonderful things lined up apart from the academic paper presentations. So as you have already heard Subir Dhar, we are very excited about the magic demonstration that he's going to give us now. So welcome back again, Professor Subir Dhar on the stage. Professor Subir Dhar with his magic demonstration.
Good to see all of you once again here. And this time I'm not going to give a simple talk, I'm going to give a demonstration. You see, when I started learning magic when I was a child, I better tell you something. Apart from being a professor of English, at one time I was a professional magician. You see, that was when I was a student, a school and a college student. And in fact, most of the money that I spent on cigarettes, I was a smoker in those days, a lot of the money that I spent on my girlfriends, there were only two, not more than that. And a lot of money that I spent in the coffee house came from the performances that I used to give. And so you see, magic was something that was something I was familiar with. And then when I decided to give up magic for a career as a professor, and when I got interested in Shakespeare, I discovered that there was a lot of magic, as I said, in Shakespeare. And I was curious in finding out what is the kind of magic that Shakespeare would have seen on the streets of London at his time. And I did a bit of research into that, looking at old manuscripts, looking at descriptions, for example, the discovery of witchcraft, Reginald Scott, looking at pictures, paintings, and most important, woodcuts of that time. And if you know what to look for, if you see what the people are doing, you discover that you can understand the kind of magic that took place back 400 years or so. And this is what I put together. I want to give a very brief demonstration because all of you are waiting to read your papers, and I'm also waiting to hear some of these papers because I'm pretty excited I was looking at the brochure last night and some of these topics sounded very interesting. But anyway, to go back, one of the things that happened in Shakespeare's time was what was called the magic square or the magic grid. Now, you see, these were used for a number of reasons. They could be used in a spell, for example. They could be used as a good luck fortune talisman, for example. So you would have a grid that you would put up on the wall, maybe, frame it, hang it somewhere, and that would be something which would be considered important, sacred, or plain lucky. Now, this is one kind of a magic grid. As you can see, it's made out of 16 numbers, from 1 to 16, in a kind of a random order. Now, what I would like you to do is tell you that right at the beginning, I have a sheet of paper over here, which I'm going to not show you really, but I'm going to tell you that there's something written on the sheet of paper. And I'm going to crumple up the sheet of paper, I'm going to keep it inside the glass over here. Now, that's in your sight. Now, I would like some of you, one of you here, to give me any of these four numbers. Any of these numbers that you see here. Anyone?
10.
10, okay. Let's take 10. So 10 is the number that's selected, so I'll circle that.
1.
You see, I'll come to that later. You see, in those days, each number was said to have 4 sides, or if you want the 4 directions, north, south, east, west. And it was said that each number having 4 sides would have, influences working on them. So I'll simply draw the lines of influence. For example, if it's 10, you have one line of influence here, one line of influence here, one line of influence here, one line of influence here. Now, the next number someone suggested was 1. Now, would you agree with that or would you change your mind? 1? Okay, let's take 1. Once again, 1. Once again, lines of influence from here and from here. Now give me another number which is not influenced. There are several left. 7. And so 3 numbers have been selected. That was 10, 1, 7, and there's one number which is still unaffected, uninfluenced, and that is 16, isn't it? So we have 4 numbers. Now, would you agree with me if you say that I didn't force you to think of these numbers? Did I? No. It was entirely on your own. You could have chosen other numbers. Now, what I would like you to know now is to look at these 4 numbers and add them up. 1 and 10 is 11, 11 and 7 is 18, 18 and 16 is 34. Now, you may remember that I've taken a sheet of paper, crumpled it up, and kept it in the glass there. Let's quickly look at this paper now. Would you see, sir, be so kind to unfold this paper and to show it to everybody? What was it?
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Really cool. See? Straightforward.
That's 34, and it says over here, and all factors and multiples of 34. So 17, 68, and so on. So these would be significant numbers. Thank you. That's one magic for you. Now, in my presentation before this performance or this demonstration, I was telling you that one of the central themes of magic in Shakespeare's time and in Shakespeare's plays, for example, is what we call telepathy, or in the words of parapsychology, extrasensory perception, ESP. Does it work? Well, yes, it sometimes does. You know, we all know that suppose you're in a situation of great stress, great danger, where you're thinking of someone very close to you, somehow or the other, the person you're thinking of has a similar reaction, a kind of a mental alertness towards you. How does it happen? One doesn't know. Is it coincidence? Possibly. But if you look at the mathematical odds of this coincidence taking place, it is almost astronomical. And yet, you know, these things do happen. In Shakespeare, if you remember, Prospero doing the conjuring, and suddenly he stops. And Ferdinand and Miranda say that, Miranda in fact says that she's never seen him change countenance so fast. What's happening? What is happening is he has got this telepathic awareness of the plotters against him, plotting against his life. Once again, a situation of danger and emotion, and that emotion being transferred to the person involved. Now, what I want to do is an experiment. Not really magic, but a kind of an experiment on magic. I would like the help of some young lady over here, any lady here, to come up on stage to help me. Anybody, please? Anybody? Yeah, please. Wonderful. Thank you very much. Please, could you introduce yourself, please?
My name is Nujhat Nur Islam. I'm currently working as lecturer in Hamdard University, Bangladesh.
Right. You see, we are going to work with emotions, because emotions is something which are not only fundamental to every single human being, but something which, as I said, has a kind of a telepathic linkage. Now, these emotions are very fundamental emotions. For example, pity, right? Next, fear. Sorry, there's one more. Fear, pity, ambition, pain, sorrow, jealousy, okay, for example, pity here. Okay? Next, ambition. Next, fear. Next, jealousy. Next, joy. Next, shame. Then love. Then hate. Then hope. Then fear. Sorry, faith. Then worry. Anger. Sorrow. Pain. These are some of the basic emotions that we've already felt at some time in our lives or the other. Now, what I would like to do is have a kind of an experiment with my lovely assistant over here in a kind of thought transference. Do you think you're telepathic? No. Maybe. Okay, great. Now, I would like you to take these emotions, but first let me mix them up. Okay. I would like you to take these emotions. Okay, sit down if you want, no problem. Take the top card or the top emotion, keep it there, on the left. Take the next one, on the right. The next one on the left once again here, once again there, here, there. Good. Now what you've really done is to separate the emotions into two categories, two piles if you want, two different distinct sections. I would like you to pick up any one of these sections, either that one or this one, whichever you want. Don't show it to anybody. Just pick them up. Sure? Would you like to change your mind? No? Good. Now, I'm going to move away. I want you to take any one of these emotions, look at them, take any one of these emotions that you find very familiar to you, your lived human experience, any emotion. Just take out any one emotion. Have you done that? Good. Now, don't show it to me. Give me the other emotions, the others. Keep that one. You done that? Great. Now, so you have one emotion that you think is very close to your heart, or your sensations, or your feelings, or what have you. Right. I would like you to take that emotion, mix them up with the emotions over there. Mix them up thoroughly. Okay, mix it up once again. Tell me when you finish. Done that? Now comes the difficult part. Now what I would like you to do is to read out these emotions out loud. But when you come to your emotion, the one that you've selected, don't change your voice, don't change your inflection, don't change your tone, nothing, okay? Read them all in the same flat voice, right? Here you are.
Hope, worry, sorrow, pity, fear, faith, joy, love.
Sorry, I didn't get anything. Could you once again, please?
Love, joy, faith, fear, pity, sorrow, worry, hope.
Slowly, please.
Hope, worry, sorrow, pity, fear, faith, joy, love.
Concentrate on the particular emotion that you have locked up in your mind. Let me explain. You see, at this point, she has an emotion that only she knows. None of us here know what emotion that is. I don't, you don't. Okay? Now, I would like her to concentrate on that emotion and just read them out. Just, can you do that, please? Once again.
Love, joy, faith, fear, pity, sorrow, worry, hope.
Wait a minute. I'm getting kind of a sensation. Let me see. Yes, it's getting. Yeah, I think it's got clear. Is the emotion that you're talking about faith? Yes?
Yes, it is faith.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We're going to do something else. Lots of very respectable men like him. Can you think of someone you really trust? Look at their faces. Someone you would, depend on. Someone you think is trustworthy. Anyone? Any gentleman here?
Okay.
Could you ask him to please come on stage? Just point him out.
Fukrul Alam sir, please come on the stage.
Thank you, sir, for being so sporting. All right. Now, I am going to do another experiment using something which is typical of 16th century magicians. This was a dark mirror or a black mirror. You see, a dark mirror or a black mirror was known as a scry glass, S-C-R-Y glass. And a scry glass was something that all the major conjurers, major performers, major magicians of the day used to use. We used it as a kind of a device to foretell the future, or, as I said in my presentation, if you think of the cauldron in Macbeth, the surface of the liquid becomes a kind of a mirror in which the visions can be seen. Now, I have a scry mirror for you, and this is what I'm going to use in this experiment. Before anything, I'm going to use this mirror, I'm going to keep it here, right in front of us, and then I'm going to do the rest of the performance. The scry mirror first. You see, one of the things about a scry mirror is that a scry mirror was supposed to be protected from light. In fact, it was always kept covered up. When I keep it very well covered up under this cloth. And this is the scry mirror. The black mirror I was talking about. I'm going to take this, I'm going to cover it up once again with the cloth because I don't want the light to fall too much on it. And I'll keep it somewhere very prominent, maybe there on the floor. Just keep your eyes on that, and while you're keeping your eyes on that, keep your eyes on us here. Very difficult, very difficult. Now, what we're going to do next is use something which is very fundamental to the 16th century, and that, of course, is a book. You see, books in the 16th century were computers are like today. They opened up a whole world of knowledge and information. And you see, in those days, one of the methods that many fortune tellers and magicians did was bibliomancy. They would take a book, usually the Bible, they would flip through it, open it at random, and they would come to any word, and that word would have some particular significance. This was a magical ritual that many people did. Now, I'm not going to use a Bible or a religious text like that. I'm going to use a very simple, basic book. This is a book by Agatha Christie. Okay? And this is the book that I'm going to use. Now, in this book, what I would like you to do is to, you have this book here, right? Now, I'm going to ask you to do something significant. That is, thank you. So page 161, right? Just keep that in mind. Now, she's selected a page from this book. Now, you, sir, I'm going to do, for example, first of all, may I say that you really are a good judge of character. Why? You see, I think we people with glasses are so much more respectable. And thank you, sir. Now, could you hold out your hand, please? Yes. Hold this book, keep your hand on top of this, I'll take the mic. Now, so she has selected a page which is 161, right? Good. The book is in your hand, sir. Now, I am now going to ask Sir here to find out how many pages this book has. Could you just check out how many pages the book has? 191. Could you turn to page 161? What is this? Hi. Would you believe this? And I thought you found him trustworthy. My God. You know, Coleridge talked about the two races of men. I mean, people you gave books to and you never got them back. Now, here is my colleague to whom I give this book for how many seconds? 30 seconds? In front of your eyes. And look, half a page or more than that is gone. But never mind, there's always magic at our disposal. Let me show you how.
He's a bookworm.
You remember the magic mirror? The black mirror? Now, this is what I'm going to now use. Have a look. Have a look, the magic mirror. I'm going to take over the page. And you notice, we have the rest of the page here. But wait a minute. Isn't the rest of the page really? Let's check.
My son does it. This is that before.
It fits? It fits. That is the mirror. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir, for being such a wonderful participant. And thank you. My pleasure for being an excellent assistant. Well, that was a very brief, and I don't want to elongate any further because I think you've got an idea about the kind of magic Shakespeare would have seen on the streets of London. And may I end by saying that a very great magician here amongst us is someone you all know, Professor Shamsad Murtaza here. I'll tell you why, because you see, about a little over 2 months back when he got back to me, he told me that he wanted to do this conference. I was wondering how he would be able to do it in such a short time. And you see, that he's been able to get together so many people from all, that is really good magic. So, we thank Professor Murtaza here for bringing me here and for getting us all together for this magical conference. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Professor Subir Dhar. We didn't know that you were such a good magician. Thank you very much.